Greetings from Linnansaari National Park. We were here already last year, and this year we actually started on the other side of the Haukivesi. That's the lake or the water area where the Linnansaari National Park is situated. Beautiful place to start, as you already saw, and the weather is again perfect. We are really blessed this spring with the weather. Have to keep the fingers crossed that the wind doesn't get stronger. But yeah, we already have somebody else right away there with us in the morning. Couple of Canada geese. That kind of interruptions I don't mind. Animals are always welcome. And as always, we don't approach them. Those guys came along on their own, and of course, I'm guessing that the tourists over here feed them. And that's why they came for bread, but we don't have any to offer. Today is gonna be somewhat long battle. We are hoping to cover about 20 kilometers in search of the Saimaa ringed seal. Let's hope that we see those elusive creatures. Chances are quite high since the sun is shining and they like to sunbathe on the shore rocks during this time to shed their winter fur. But if we are unlucky and we cannot see any, you can see some in our last video from this place from last year. We were actually extremely lucky to see one seal back then.
So far we haven't seen any seals over here, but nonetheless I think we deserve some lunch. We found a nice island over here. This doesn't look too bad, does it? And from here we can take our binoculars and check a little bit around. Good place?
Very nice place.
Good.
And the weather still keeps on staying beautiful.
Well, that'd be nice to see a seal from up here, so you can actually use the tripod without the shaky canoe.
That would be perfect.
Speaking of which, I was just wondering what that black thing is back there, in the middle of the grass. Let me guess. Stone.
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 Just stone. Delicious lunch coming up.
Oh yeah.
And what are we having today?
Something I cannot even open. Tools, please. Instant potato mash.
Yes, and that is the 4 portions in there, so exactly 3 for me, 1 for you.
That's how it usually goes in our family. And some hot water over here.
And that was our cold water.
No, it wasn't. I must say that Linnansaari National Park is a beautiful place to visit. But the main crowd is coming here for the same reason as we are, and that's in May. Seals are out here, as in they are lying on the stones, trying to dry their fur so that they can shed it. And that of course has the big disadvantage that there's hell of a lot of cruise boats everywhere. And they have the big boats and the big engines, so it's not exactly the most peaceful, at least alongside the main shipping routes here. Well, cruise routes.
Quite a difference compared to Kolovesi and Patvinsuo, where you cannot use the engines.
Yes. 2 national parks that have partially at least restricted engine use. There. Then there would be sardines, muikku, teeny tiny fish that you find over here. Then we have tuna and smoked salmon.
Gourmet lunch.
What you want?
I'll go with the salmon.
Salmon. That one for you, and maybe this one for me. Okay. These for later. With bread and banana. Lunch is served.
No, maybe.
Have a seat.
Just had lunch and left. We are now in the hot spot, so to say. Tic-tacking between small islands.
We have found a Saimaa ringed seal. It's about 150 meters from here. It's sleeping right over there.
Very happy about this encounter. We actually were further away than the cruise boats that were going by, and it didn't care about the cruise boats. So very, very happy.
Yes, in May when we found on the stones there are so many people here that they're either deaf already from the engine sounds or they really got used to people.
I think they're just used to. They know that it doesn't give them any kind of trouble or any danger. When they know that the thing doesn't stop and it keeps on moving, so they don't seem to care.
Well, you're right. Every cruise boat that has been going by, they surely slow down a lot, so they don't shoo it away. But they do not stop ever.
Yeah.
It's one fluid motion. They see the seal from far, point at it, so everybody takes their binoculars and then they just cruise by. No stopping, no disturbing the seal, so they have very strict guidelines.
Yeah, and they really slow down the boats, so they're not even that badly waves. We saw at least 2 boats going by the seal, and the waves were so small that it didn't even get wet on its stone. That was very nicely done. Plus points for the cruise organizers.
And right over here on the other side, the osprey nest. Hey, is that me or is that tree with the nest bending? So the nest is actually so heavy that it takes down the whole tree. Look at it lean.
Is somebody home?
Yes, there is. Hey, can you take a picture? Now looking out? Looking out in the sunshine? Somebody's peeking. Who is it? Who's home? I think the young ones are hatching in the beginning of June, so we're about 2-3 weeks too early. So it should be either mommy or daddy.
Heading home here, very successful trip so far. Even without the seal, I would have loved this trip. The weather was beautiful, and I don't know if this is the first time ever, but for a longer paddle we actually have a tailwinds, which is quite cool. Don't have to work that hard to get home. The last paddle is about 6 kilometers, and we should be back where we started. I'm so happy that we saw the seal. My mind started to play already tricks on me when I was looking through the binoculars for them. There was one, Claudia pointed out to one dark patch, and I was looking at it and I already said that, oh, that's a seal. I was seeing flippers already there, and that is the fat body of the seal, and there it is. That's a seal, and we're sneaking in a better position, and then you could just see that it was just a shadow. It's funny what your mind does when you really badly want to see something. And of course the seal's camouflage is really good, so you very easily confuse it with a stone. the seal that we now saw there. we first thought that is the poor thing dead, because it didn't move at all. But you could see the shape, and of course the flippers give it away. Very successful trip.